sounding the alarm for the safety of a missing Detroit teenager. Naziah Harris, last seen on January 9th after leaving school at J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy near Cornwall and 3 Mile. 7 Action News reporter Sarah Michael spoke with family members about their frantic search for the 13-year-old.
Naziah's grandmother tells me that this is where Naziah was last seen, at Cornwall Street and 3 Mile. She tells me that the school bus dropped her off right here on January 9th. What happened next is unknown.
For her to be late, she has never been late coming home. She's always got permission to do things.
Annette Harris is 13-year-old Naziah Harris's grandmother and legal guardian.
When was the last time that you heard from your granddaughter?
When I dropped her off at school, which was on January the 9th.
Naziah is an 8th grader at Clark Elementary School in Detroit, described as being incredibly sweet and a rule follower. Annette tells me when Naziah didn't come home from school on January 9th, she knew immediately something was wrong and reported her missing the next day. Detroit Public Schools Community District's police department has been handling the investigation. That's until Wednesday, when after a month of fruitless searching for the teen, Detroit Police Department announced that they're taking over.
We're very, very concerned.
Naziah is a very sweet child. She really is. You know, and my biggest fear is somebody hurting her.
We don't believe that initially there was an abduction.
Police say they don't believe Naziah was abducted initially, but when pressed, wouldn't answer if they think she went off with someone willingly. And that tells me that Naziah's school looked at the bus video from January 9th and can see Naziah getting off at her regular stop here.
She got off the bus with her schoolmate and walked up to the corner of Warren and 3 Mile Drive. And one of the school kids said that she turned right instead of turning left. And that's all I know.
Police say they are questioning everyone who knows Naziah. They're working with local, state, and federal partners to look everywhere.
If someone is watching right now and they know where Naziah is, what would you like to say to them?
Naziah's life may be in danger and you don't even know it because you're keeping information or trying to keep her hidden because of what you think. Naziah needs to be home with her family and we love her.
If you know anything about Naziah's disappearance or where she may be, you are asked to reach out to Crime Stoppers. You can call them anonymously at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. In Detroit, Sarah Michaels, 7 Action News.
No one has seen or heard from Naziah Harris in more than 6 weeks since she got off at her bus stop on Detroit's east side. The longer this search goes, the more suspicious it all seems.
If she could hear me now, I would want to say to her, I love you. We love you. There's a lot of people concerned about you.
Each day, this family gets more concerned they'll never see 13-year-old Naziah Harris again.
All that we can do at this time is hope that she is alive and she did run away. However, she's made no contact with anyone for us to be able to even believe that that is true.
2 family members spoke with Fox 2 under anonymity. We'll call them Vanessa and Trish. They're estranged from Naziah's immediate family and guardian, who she lives with on Detroit's east side. The fracturing of this family started when Vanessa and Trish suspected abuse at Naziah's home. They reported the concerns to Children's Protective Services.
If I had to guess, 7 to 10 times.
Okay. Over the course of how long?
Over the course of the last 8 months to a year.
But Naziah and her 16-year-old brother remained in the home under adoptive care of their grandma, who spoke out at a press conference this week. Before she went missing on January 9th, Trish tells me she knew Naziah would be the next missing child out of Detroit.
Do you think that there was foul play in her disappearance?
I think there's something going on. It's so many different scenarios because it's so much dysfunction from multiple members in the family.
For the first time this week, we heard Detroit's Police Chief James White say the word suspects in this case. He said suspects are being talked to and there is more to come. Multiple searches have turned up no Naziah and no evidence.
This child has not reached out to anybody. She has not logged onto any social media app. She has not reached out to friends, family, no one. She just basically just disappeared.
If you have any information that could help investigators, call Detroit Police right away. Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
Turns out you should never sue the driver who crashed into you after a car accident. There's a much better way you could get paid a way bigger check without...
We do want to go live now to Detroit's West Side, where police are delivering an update on the disappearance of Neziah Harris. Let's listen in.
Ready? Yeah, well, first let me start off by thanking members of the Detroit Police Department, our homicide team, our missing persons team. I also want to make sure I thank the Southeast Dive Team and the Mutual Aid Strike Teams for helping us in our efforts today. The goal, of course, is to bring some closure to the family, to identify where little Neziah is, and that's what we're here for today. You all are very familiar with this case with regards to when she came up missing, but I will highlight it. On January 9th, she was last seen at 3 Mile Drive in Cornwall. On January 10th, the family made a missing report to Detroit Public School Police Department. On February 12th, we met with DPS PD. At that time, I made a decision to take the case over. On February 13th, we got deeply engaged in the case. And our investigative efforts have led us to where we are today, searching this area based on some evidentiary information that we have identified.
Can you talk about this search today and all this coordinated effort? You've got so many agencies here.
Yeah, we've got our local, state, federal partners, the Southeast Dive Team, all at the table assisting us in this search. We've got our own dive team from Detroit Police Department here. Oakland County Sheriffs are here. Wayne County Sheriffs are here. Just a tremendous partnership and effort, all with the goal of bringing some closure to the family.
Chief, this is now the third body of water, I believe, that you all have searched. Is there anything you can tell us about tips that you guys may have received that led you to this, or if this has become a recovery effort at this point?
Well, we get a lot of tips. As you can imagine, our Detroit Rewards TV has provided us a number of tips and other sources, debriefing suspects and things such as that. There is something very specific about this area that we want to take off our list, and that's why we're here today. Unfortunately, as time goes on, it does start to look more like a recovery effort. We're prayerful that that's not the case, but we know how these things unfortunately play out, and there's certain aspects of the case that I am not prepared to discuss right now. That's given us some very serious concerns that it could lean towards that way. But if anybody has any information, knows where she's at or seen her, please let us know so we can investigate all aspects of it.
Chief, could you say if there's a person of interest related to the disappearance?
Well, we have a number of people that we are talking to and looking at. I don't want to classify them as a person of interest yet. We're very concerned about some of the things that they may know about the case. So we're going to be making sure that we debrief them and talk through everything that they know, when the last time she was seen, who the last people she was with. And the case is ongoing. I mean, they have worked tirelessly on this case, 24 hours. We've got investigators under our homicide unit, under our missing persons unit, that have been working tirelessly on this case. So there's a lot of moving parts to it. There's a lot of information and quite a bit of evidence to go through to make a determination on where she's at and who's responsible for it.
We did see the dive team, I believe, got out of the water a little bit ago. Is the search still ongoing for today at this location?
Yeah, it's going to be ongoing for a number of hours. It's a very complex process that they use. They basically take the body of water and grid it out, and then they go through certain parts of the grid, eliminating that grid as where she could be, and that's scheduled to go on throughout the day.
Are there any particular challenges that you guys have been running into while you've been in Clinton Township and Bruce River and here today?
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness the weather's cooperated, so they're not dealing with ice and things such as that, at least on the top levels. But they've run into some literal log jams and things such as that they're working through. And as you can imagine, in this type of environment with the water and debris and things like that, but they're professionals, and this is what they train for, and this is what they do. So we don't anticipate anything not being checked as a result of some problems. But we'll certainly update you if something changes.
Appreciating you may not be able to talk directly about what led you to here in Clinton Township. Can you talk about the timing? Meaning, was this relatively new information and you guys are acting on it? Just wondering about the time lapse and the why now the past week, I guess, if you're able to share.
Yeah, I mean, as you can imagine, I mean, you've been around a long time. There's a very complex part of the way we investigate cases, and new information is timed out based on what we need to do at a particular time. And I mean, it's an ever evolving process. So it wouldn't really serve me any benefit to give you the interior workings of the investigative process, other than to say that this is a very important area for us to investigate. Now it's the time for us to get here and investigate it, and we're going to continue until we bring her home one way or the other. All right, thank you very much.
Some people don't even know me, and they coming out. Just don't stop.
The family of Naziah Harris needs each and every one of us right now. Her father, Mervyn Jennings, is holding on to hope that he will see his daughter again, but it's been 10 weeks.
Yeah, there have been numerous searches, and yet they are no closer to bringing 13-year-old Naziah home. Here's Pamela Osborne.
13-year-old Naziah Harris, an 8th grader at J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy, is still missing. She was last seen on Tuesday, January 9th.
They came up to see me at the hospital. They asked me some questions about my daughter. Have I seen her? And I haven't seen my daughter.
Naziah's father, Mervyn Jennings, had been in the hospital for weeks recovering from a stroke and other health issues when he learned of Naziah's disappearance from school investigators. We know Naziah went to school that day. She rode the bus home to her usual stop at Cornwall and 3 Mile.
They have, footage of her getting on the school bus, and the bus driver did say that she did get off at her regular stop. Okay. And she was supposed to have been coming home like she normally do.
Back in February, we spoke with Annette Harris, Naziah's maternal grandmother and guardian. She reported Naziah's disappearance to Detroit Public Schools Community District. Their police department launched an investigation the very next day, on January 10th. More than a month later, after hitting a roadblock, they notified Detroit police of Naziah's disappearance. That was February 13th.
For a 13-year-old girl in Naziah.
DPD got to work immediately canvassing the East Side community where Naziah lived and was last seen. It would be the first of many major searches.
I would describe as a metropolitan scavenger hunt. The searches have been everywhere.
Tamara Smith, the DPD commissioner from the district where Naziah went missing, helped us put pins on a map. Investigators from more than a dozen local, state, and federal departments have searched all over the city of Detroit, Clinton Township, also in and around Ann Arbor.
We've been heavily canvassing the area by Greater Grace Church, area around the Rouge River, outskirts of Brightmoor.
Specialized water rescue and recovery teams have assisted in some of the searches, while the net of concerned community members pitching in to help find Naziah grows wider.
We had active gang members, people who are deemed to be the worst of the city, who were viciously out looking for her, passing flyers out, going door to door, canvassing. We all want the best. We want to see Naziah home in the living.
Mervyn suffers from congestive heart failure, but is out searching himself every day he's well enough to, with his wife Nakia by his side.
It's just been very trying, taxing, and empty, but we're not going to stop.
They have been so moved by all who have turned out to help, especially since Naziah's disappearance has caused a rift within the family.
You have moments in your life where you do think you're standing alone. And without anything, they come through. They come through and they there.
Naziah's family is still waiting and wondering what happened to her after she got off of her school bus.
I want to see her again. My son, my daughter wants to see her again.
Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
And right now, we're still waiting to hear from Detroit Police and Detroit Public Schools Community District for updates on their individual investigations.
Some moms want to build income from home. They just don't want to post, pitch, or be online all the time. That's exactly.
Good afternoon, I'm Rochelle Graham. We want to get you out to some developing news right now. Detroit Police Chief James White is holding a press conference on a missing 13-year-old girl who hasn't been seen since January 9th. This update coming from Shoemaker and Garland. We hope to learn if there's significance to this location and the investigation. It just started. Let's listen in.
That's fine.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. I want to just start off before I bring up Chief Jackson from Detroit Public Schools Police Department and to what brought us here today. On February 12th, we had a briefing on this missing child. Yesterday, we had a much more comprehensive and detailed meeting where he brought forth a number of different factors as to what occurred and what they had been working on. We left that meeting with some very serious concerns about Nazia's safety, and I'll bring up Chief Jackson at this time to give you an overview, and I'll be coming back up to talk about the details. Chief Jackson.
Good afternoon. Back on January 9th, we believe Miss Nazia Harris did not return home from school. She was a student at Clark Elementary. January 10th, her family went about the process of reporting her missing. We began our investigation at that point. We began working back, following through her on her last known steps, possible person she was in contact with, some of her school-age friends, gathering different information. As we began to work back through that information with our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners, information that we obtained has led us to this point here. At that point, we reached out to Chief White to let him know the developments that we had. And so at that point, we decided that this investigation had kind of gone past the four walls of our building, and Chief White stepped in to help us out. Chief White.
All right, thank you, Chief. So again, after our meeting yesterday, we were very, very concerned. I made the decision at that time that we will take lead on this investigation. We'll be bringing in our local, federal, state partners, a very concerned community, our Board of Police Commissioners, our civic leaders, every single person to assist us in bringing little Nazia home. That's the goal here, is to do everything we can to bring her home. You know, we have debriefed on a number of different factors. We're hopeful that we find her well, but you know, we can't operate on hope. We have to operate on information, investigation, and work, and that's what we're here to do today with this incredible show of force that we have at this time. I will bring up Deputy Chief Carrie Sloan to talk a little bit about some of the aspects of the investigation at this time, but I will tell you that it is still early in the investigation on our part. Although DPS has done a number of different things, we are now doing a number of different things. We are actually, in fact, repeating some things to lay eyes on exactly what aspects of the investigation that we want to have some firsthand information on. So she's not going to be able to provide you granular detail at this time, but we'll just give you an overview and highlight some of the things that we're going to be doing. DC?
Good afternoon. Deputy Chief Carrie Sloan, the Detective Bureau. First, we would like to express our deep concern for the welfare and safety of 13-year-old Nazia Harris, who has been missing since January 9th. I would like to ensure Nazia's family that DPD intends to utilize every possible resource that we have to bring her home safely. As the Chief mentioned, we are currently working with our local, federal, and state partners to establish exactly what occurred in this situation. At this point in the investigation, we are aggressively searching for Nazia and examining every piece of evidence to understand what transpired. We are in the process of re-examining and re-interviewing all witnesses and anyone with any possible information that can assist us in this investigation. DPD is committed to working this case until we locate Nazia, and we are asking the community for their help and anyone that has any information to reach out to the Detroit Police Department.
Commissioner.
I want to thank the Detroit Police Department and the Detroit Public Schools Police Department, those two chiefs, for working together in a unified manner. I stand here in full support of this department in finding our little precious child. And I ask everybody in this community to come together and rally with this department so that we can be able to find our young sister safely, prayerfully. And it is my goal to do everything in my power and within my sphere of influence to be able to work with the chief and this department to ask the clergy, ask every community person out here, all the block clubs, come out for this baby. I plead with you. And I'll say, if you are holding this young child, I ask you to please find in your heart to let her go. And if anybody have any information regarding this situation, please contact the Detroit Police Department. And I'm just here on faith and making a commitment myself. If anybody have any credible information, that I will add $1,000 to any type of support to be able to find this young baby, because that means that much to me for this baby. I have a daughter. All of us have children, and this child need our help. And please turn the information over to the Detroit Police Department as soon as possible.
One more right behind you, Chief. And then
Commissioner Smith.
Commissioner Smith, yes.
Yes, good afternoon. I stand here in support today with the Detroit Police Department as well as the Detroit Public School Department. We're today in unity in hopes that we find this child safely. I'm just conveying the message that it is against the law to harbor a child. If someone is harboring her or keeping her against her will, please let her go. If any children or friends or neighbors or anyone who've seen her, please speak up. It is extremely important, and we are very concerned. The community is very concerned for the safety of her return. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Chief, sir, one more,
The mom?
the mother, yeah,
Okay.
grandmother, right. Yes.
Hello everyone, we are closing our little jewelry shop and we really need to clear out our remaining inventory. So now everything is 80% off.
I'm asking anyone that knows anything about my granddaughter, please contact the police department. She's been missing for a very long time. Naziah is a very sweet child. This is not of her character. We've been looking for her. We've been passing out flyers. We've been calling people. We've been knocking on doors. We have done some of everything. And we're asking anybody that has any information, I don't care who it is, please come forth, contact the police department. Her life could be in danger. Please call the police department. I want my baby home. And I'm asking in the name of Jesus, and I stand on my faith that he's going to bring her home. But if we all can come together and help find her, I'm telling you, we can make a difference. She's been missing. She's been gone too long. I can't sleep. I can't eat. Just bring her home, please. That's all I'm asking. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Just one more, Chief, one more community minister. Thank you.
I would like to say that this is serious. As we can see, it's not just about the police. It's about the community. This really touches home with our grandchildren and our children and friends and family in the neighborhood. So some people may think it's all about the police. It's all about the community working in coalition together. Somebody has seen this young child and just overlooked it and thought it was business as usual, but we want it to be known that this is unusual business, and anything that we can do to reach out, get the information over to the authorities so that we can bring the baby home safe, we would love your support in that respect. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions now, Chief. Chief, can you give us the specific timeline again about when she went missing, how long it took for the family to notify, and what efforts were taken in that time frame, but I'm more interested in the time frame off the top.
Yeah, I think it'd be most appropriate to have Chief Jackson do that part, and then I'll come in and talk about when we took over the case. Chief Jackson.
Yeah, so she was, it looks like she may have went missing on January 9th. It was reported to us on January 10th. At that point, we began preliminary investigation, speaking with school age friends, looking through her social media aspects, trying to retrace her steps, look who she may have been in contact with. So once we started processing through that information, different leads developed. We began running down those leads. We contacted our local, state, federal partners, U.S. Marshals, FBI, some of our task force partners, even some of the private sector, missing and exploited children, all brought in to assist us in the search for Neziah. So as we begin to work through that information, again, that investigation expand, more information developed, and that's when we reach back out to DPD, and here we are.
Obviously, you think if there's some sort of foul play here, we wouldn't be doing a grid search. So help us with what it is you can tell us about that.
We're not ruling anything out at this point. Just based off the information that we had, let us hear. We're running down every avenue. We don't make assumptions. You know, we can't speak to anything that we don't know. Only the information that we have, and that's what we're working through.
Are you going to be searching in this area?
It's going to take us here, outside of this community. Any information as things develop, you know, we could be coming to a community outside of Wayne County. So just as those leads develop, we'll follow them up.
Will there be just one search today, or will it be more than one?
There'll be multiple searches.
Can you say where?
No, not at this time.
Can you talk about what is involved in a grid search? Are you knocking on doors? What are you doing?
Yes. Simple answer to that is yes. It includes speaking with people in the community, business, following up at businesses, canvases, handing out flyers. All of those things are part of a grid search.
Can you say what might have led you here, and how far away from here does the child live?
Just based off the information, this is some of the information that was developed that led us here. So not to get into some of the intricacies of the investigation, but some of the information that we had led us here.
Okay, she goes to a school. How far is the school from here?
Several miles, perhaps.
And is there any reason to believe that she would come here other than on her way to school?
Again, we don't know Neziah, her comings and goings, other than the information that we had developed at that point.
Are there any suspects at this point?
No, not at this time.
Do you have any reason to believe that she was abducted against her will, or had she gone with somebody no willing?
Initially, no, we don't believe that initially there was an abduction. We do not believe that.
Do you think that she went with someone?
Again, that information that we have, we're processing through all of that information. As Chief White said, we're re-interviewing a lot of the people that we've already spoken to, just to get as much information, concrete information as we can.
And does anybody in the school have an understanding? In other words, can we say who it was that last saw her physically?
The information that we have, some of her friends, some of her classmates were some of the last to have spoken with her.
Did they see her like leaving school?
Yeah, we know that she physically left the school.
Okay, and once again, this is early in the investigation. We're just going to close it right now. For questions regarding this, for separate questions, we'll go. Well, we have just one more question.
Has she been seen in any other, reported in any other community?
We don't have any information to give us that at this time, no.
Okay, thank you so much. And everybody else, Chief, if you can just stand by for the separate questions for this. Thank you all. And I know we're going to just stand by for a minute, okay? All right, everybody else can stand by. Did you all have a separate question? Yeah.